Yeah, I'm Bobby Jarzombek, and
Jarzombek, I'm sorry.
nah, it's okay. Hey, everybody does it. Uh, yeah, I was out here at Frankfurt this week playing at the Music Messe Festival. It was very cool, new experience for me. I've never been here to this festival, so I'm taking it all in, and it's about winding down right now. So I guess we're done.
So Fates Warning and Sebastian Bach, these are two different styles of music. What do you, I think Sebastian Bach is more straight playing, while Fates Warning is more the progressive thing. What do you enjoy more?
I enjoy each each band for different reasons. You know, I think that playing with a band like playing with Sebastian Bach this, requires a certain sort of energy
Yeah.
that you don't hear and feel in the Fates Warning shows.
No.
And I think that energy is something that is kind of a cool thing for me because I'm not having to really concentrate on playing
Yeah.
intricate drum patterns, but I'm
Okay.
concentrating on giving an energy off the stage. Whereas Fates Warning, it's more focused and making sure you execute all the patterns
Yeah.
correctly, that sort of thing. I enjoy both. I mean, I can't have one without the other. You know, if I end up playing something that's intricate all the time, then I feel like I'm a little bit, you know, like lacking, you know,
Yeah.
something in here. But yet, if I'm out there just bashing the whole time, and I'm never getting to play something, you know, finesse or whatever, then I feel like, well, that's not all right either. You know, like I need a balance, and
Yeah.
I think both of them, you know, one extreme to the other is a good balance.
When you played in the band called Juggernaut, which was,
right.
let me say, metal underground,
Yeah.
I always was thinking this guy must be famous someday. Now you're playing,
Really?
yeah, really. I'm a drummer too, you know, and we're at the same record company when you do the Riot reunion.
yeah.
And now you are. So why do you think haven't you got famous way before?
Uh, I don't know. You know, the thing is like Riot was a very important band to me when I was playing with Riot, and I think we all kind of stuck together, you know, through everything that happened, and tried to make Riot really work. And so I stayed with Riot for about 10 years, even though I was kind of in and out of the band because I had various other projects I was working on and doing other things. But then I think when the gig with Halford, it kind of became a big break. It was a good time for me, and I was really feeling frustrated at the time. And I think getting to play with Rob at that time opened up a lot of doors. And so it kind of, you know, that's when it started happening. For some guys, it happens real early. and some guys it happens a little later. But for me, I continued drumming and progressing and doing what I could to be the best drummer I can, and that's all you can hope for, is that you can hope that you can make the right moves and do the right things and hope that at some point, it can all pan out and you can have a successful career as a musician. Because, a career shouldn't be, like, you're 20 years old and then by 25 you peak. I don't feel like it should be like that.
Yeah.
Just like Juggernaut, when we did Juggernaut records, we were in the early 20s and stuff, and it was an exciting time. It really was being part of that metal scene in San Antonio, Texas. So it's all I take it for what it is.
Was the band Watchtower your brother plays
My
in
brother,
influence for you, because it's also very progressive and strange kind of music, which is very intense?
Yeah. It was, like I said, it was an exciting time because my brother was started playing. He was playing with S.A. Slayer, the version of Slayer that was from San Antonio. At the same time, Slayer was out. And there was Juggernaut, there was Watchtower, there was there was a lot of bands at that time that were doing very well in the Texas area. And I think we were all a little influenced by everybody. I think Watchtower was doing something a little more exciting and different than everyone. And me and my brother at that time, when Ron wasn't in Watchtower, he was in S.A. Slayer. It was kind of a natural progression for him to get in that band because he started evolving as a guitar player, and we began working on some stuff, some tracks that are kind of hidden tracks that not too many people even know about, that are real progressive like that. But I remember watching Watchtower back in the day, playing in San Antonio, and really loving what Rick Kaluka was doing on the drums at that time. And it was, like I said, it was an exciting time for all of us.
When I listen to a lot of rock and heavy metal productions these days, I really must admit that I hate the drum sound. All this editing on the computer, all this triggering. What do you think about this?
Well, for me, I don't like it, of course, also because I came from the age where you had to record a 2-inch tape, and then it was ADATs, and then it went straight to Pro Tools. The one thing that you could make mistakes back then, but it was a little more difficult to figure things out. You had to cut tape and stuff like that, and those were. I don't really call that cheating because you're never going to have a perfectly flawless performance, but there was minimal corrections that were done. And then these days there's so much correcting done, even when it's not needed. I've played on records where I felt like I played a really good performance, and then somebody decides they want to quantize everything. That's happened to me several times.
Should quantize you.
Yeah, it's happened to me. Well, it's happened to me several times, and it's and those records never end up sounding good to me. They don't. The ones that I've played on that do that, they sound sterile. They sound stiff. But I think that's a problem that we all face. The other thing that's a problem for me with it is I remember when I could walk away from the studio and finish recording a record, I could walk away and I could say to myself, I know what I played. I love what I played. I'm happy with it. As a musician and as a drummer, I'm really satisfied with my performance, and I could walk away and know that performance was going to be on the record. Now it seems sometimes I walk away from the studio and I'm like, well, I recorded a bit of something here, and I did this, and I did about 5 takes of this one song, and I like this one, but the producer liked this one, and it was like, and you don't know what's really going to appear on the record, and then you don't know what they're going to do later with it.
Like a kind of patchwork.
Yeah, exactly. And so you don't know, and that to me, it's almost like a surprise when I get a record and it sounds good. I'm like, wow, it's cool. And then sometimes it sounds like some sort of pieced together, quantized thing, and I'm like, it's a little disappointing. So I totally know what you're saying.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
What is for people who don't know much about drumming? It's I think very exciting to see you playing cymbals behind you.
Okay.
When did you when did came this idea, and how long did you need to settle it?
Yeah, I started doing that years ago, back in 1990. A guitar player, 91, somewhere around there. A guitar player friend of mine, actually Billy White, who played guitar with Watchtower on the first Watchtower record. He was working with Don Dokken at the time, and he mentioned to me that there was a drummer that auditioned for a band that when they were auditioning for Dokken, and he said that there was a drummer that auditioned that he played a fill and he had to reach really far to hit a cymbal that was kind of sort of behind him, you know, the cymbal, this drummer, you know, I don't know who this drummer is, but he had to really reach for this cymbal. And I said, really? The guy had a cymbal behind him? And he says, no, not a cymbal behind him, but he had to really reach for it. And I said, that sounds interesting, you know? And so I went to my rehearsal place, my rehearsal room, because I was talking to my friend Billy on the phone. And I said, wow, that sounds kind of cool. So I went to my rehearsal room, set up a cymbal behind me, and I was like, this is okay, you know, this feels pretty good. You know, maybe I can play a pattern with this. And I'd play a pattern and hit it. And then I thought, well, I've got one cymbal, why don't I have another one? So I set up the one on the left, and the left one I set it up the same height, and that didn't feel right. You know, it felt like this hand wanted to kind of come up higher, this one wanted to go lower. So the left one then came up, and I pretty much decided right away that that's where the left one needed to be, and that's where the right one needed to be. And I thought it would be an interesting thing, you know, to do as a live visual thing, just strictly entertaining, you know, just like stick twirling or whatever you might. I thought that it would be entertaining for people to watch. It's not something that I've ever recorded a record. I never use it when I'm in the studio. It's strictly an entertainment sort of thing, and kind of an amusing thing. People, you know, everybody knows me for this, and I think that people appreciate it. You put on a little bit of a show.
It looks very good, and you do a lot of entertaining here tonight. We filmed it.
Yeah, cool. I want to get a copy of that.
You get a copy of that. That's no problem. I promise on TV now.
You promise. I need a copy of that footage because I saw you right up front with it. It's cool.